there, beautiful people. Welcome to the Vibe
On Vibe
podcast with your girls, Precious Hannah
and Gabby Matt.
Guys, welcome to another episode. Today we have a very interesting topic to discuss.
Spice.
Very, very spicy. I know you can see from the title, we are talking about dating with daddy issue. But guys, before we get into it, we're going to play a little, what do we call it?
Icebreaker.
Thank you. The brothel left us me. But yes, we're going to do vibe with this or vibe with that.
All right.
So I'm going to ask Gabby a couple of questions. Then we'll see.
Scared. Well, okay, let's
See
how y'all keep it.
Okay. And guys, please, when I ask the questions in the comments down below, if you write in your notes and then break it down. First of all, I think we read everything. We want to see. So, first question. Could you date a guy that is younger, let's say 5 years younger than you?
Okay.
No, sorry. With like 2 kids.
Hey.
Or would you rather date a guy that's older than you? Now I'm talking like 10 years older than you. No exes, no kids. So literally no experience dating. You have to be the one to teach this grown-ass man how to date.
That's tough. Cause the other one, the age is a little for me.
The 5 years difference.
Yeah.
But remember, he's a little.
But he got 2 kids.
So they don't get much. He had to grow up fast.
No, but then what you doing? You out here with 2 kids. That's what I'm wondering. Like, I mean, I'm assuming he probably have 2 different baby mamas. Like, I want to deal with that craziness. Then an older past teenage. Yes, I just feel like, I don't know. I mean, things happen. So like, I don't want to knock him down, but then an older guy that has no experience at all, you know, he can be so stuck in his ways. And then it's like, you're going to feel like you want to change him, but you can't really change him. Oh, God. Options are horrible.
Right. Guys, let us know in the comments. Where your mind be?
I'm not knocking guys for having kids. I mean, I feel like I'm at the age where, like, if I'm dating, I'm going to be the guy probably with at least 1 kid. But I think I'll go for the older guy.
I'm right here.
Yeah, I think I'll move for the older guy.
Oh, I need a mutual thing the older guy, so I give him the older guy. But yeah, I'm with the older guy. Just I feel like, first of all, if we're even talking in the first place, there's something about me that I can manage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like you said, older guys are stuck in their ways, but the stuck in your ways, maybe if we're on that talking level, I can manage that.
Yeah.
And we can discuss that word and what.
And he's probably going to understand because he knows that you're younger.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think I'll move to the older guy. Yeah.
And then I feel like older guys get to an age where they enjoy being around like younger people because it makes them feel like young again and stuff like that.
Oh, I have a story, but I'm going to keep that.
I keep you in suspense. Okay, let's do this. Please, we're not doing this for me today. Okay, vibe with this or vibe with that.
Okay.
Could you do a guy that is safe, but in his past, like back in the day, he used to be bisexual. So in college, he didn't dabble in a little bit of same-sex, the sexual fluidity and things like that.
Okay. Or just that. That's
Just
all
that.
I got.
Just that.
Hey.
This or that, like vibe with it or vibe go with it. Where's your mind? Where your mind is?
I mean, being safe is great. It's great that he's found the Lord, but I think the scary part that people don't like to admit is that even though you're trying to put your past and keep it there, some way or how something is going to remind that person of it. And the fact that you told that a person that you had that experience, they might just throw it back in your face one day. That's the scary part about it.
But then at the same time, imagine being with the person, not knowing, and then 10 years later finding out.
I mean, that would be hard, but you already have built memories of this person. So now the choice of throwing away everything you built with the person based off of this one thing that you found out, or you can just keep it going and then just pray to get that out of your mind. But I mean, if he's telling you from the jump, I feel like I would say, no, I'm not going to vibe with it only for the fact that, I mean, look, even though you're saved, we are still sinners. And sometimes we fall back. And sometimes for the newfound Christians, they fall back hard.
Yeah.
So, and it might take a bit for them to get back up again. I'm not trying to judge anybody, but that's just the reality of things. So I think I would vibe with it. I don't think I can handle it because I don't want to, you know, I'm human. Maybe one day I get angry and that would just fly out my mouth and then I can't take it back because now I've said it. So yeah. I think I'll stay away from it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, last one. Could you date a guy I really feel like I know what I'm gonna say. Okay, could you date a guy that still talks to his ex, and the ex has made it very clear that she's doing everything in her power to get this guy back, but your guy keeps saying, "No, it's fine. You know, she just needs a lot to me. She's just my friend, but it's okay." But she's made it very clear that like I still want him and I'm gonna get him, and he's just like, no, it's not that deep. I don't love her like that.
See, I'm okay with my guy being friends with his ex, but if that's her motive to try to get him back, hell no. No. We might have to throw hands at that. Because then what if he just started being reminded of the things that, made him want to be with her to begin with? Now I'm over here trying to do my best to try to make him forget that. And like, it would just be too much back and forth. Like, even if I feel like I trust my man, which I mean, it's important, but if he's just put in the wrong situations, something can happen. I don't want to get to that point where he just tell me like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it just happened. To avoid it just happened, or it was like, I still love you. I don't want her, whatever. But yeah, it's to avoid all of that. I think I'll say no. Like, no, if she's working that hard, it's either you're going to cut her off completely, or I'm just like in your life. You gotta pick one.
Ooh. So it's not even you picking, it's him picking if he buys you that one or not.
Pick one. What you want? You want the one your ex chasing for, or you want your current girl?
That's what. Yeah, me, I'm just not vibing with that. Yeah, I would hate that.
Like, I don't want to feel like I have to be sitting there worrying about if he meets her, what she would do. Some girls are crazy. Girls are crazy. They do some crazy stuff to put men in some very weird positions.
Literally, so yesterday I just sent this TikTok to Gabby, the one about God restored my marriage.
Yes,
guys, I don't know if you're on TikTok like that. I'm not on TikTok like that. So how I found it, I don't know. But I just saw a woman that was saying that she was pregnant. It's a very long story, short version. She was pregnant. There was like a rough patch, and then she got pregnant, and then like he kind of disappeared again. This is her husband, by the way. And then she sent him like the ultrasound, which like, oh, baby was on the way. He aired her, did not talk to her for 9 months. This woman was pregnant and did not have any communication with her husband, and they had another son as well. And the days that she was giving birth, he just happened to be outside their house, the girl's mom's house. And she moved in with her mom, and then the guy's mom, so her mother-in-law, was calling her, checking up on her, but then also giving her gist, informing her that, oh, he has a new girlfriend and he's really happy, and they've been doing fun and stuff like that. So the mother-in-law was giving very mixed vibes. Yeah, that's toxic. That is a whole lot of toxic.
Yes, I'm not when you told one girl.
So yeah, it's a lot of back and forth. But then she's basically made this whole, how they do TikTok story, come back for part 1, 2.
Yeah,
there's like 6 parts, and she's basically talking about how God restored her marriage after he did all of this, and she took him back. And I don't know if she was expecting people to be like, yes, glory be to God, like, yay, God has done it. So it's like, nah. No.
I feel like a lot of women are really woke right now, so that does not change them in any way. Even if you throw the whole God and religion thing into it, like let's face facts. Come on.
Let's be.
Well, then again, like you said, this was like 6 years ago.
Yeah,
still with him. So
and she's now telling the story.
I guess she made a good choice.
Did she really?
She's still with him.
Okay.
We don't know everything that's going on, but if she happy and it works, well, kudos to you, sister. And say whatever you have to do. Like everyone and what they can handle, everyone in their relationship. Some people, that's a no-go. They'll never go back there again. And for some, they will give the chance. So I think if it works for you, fine. If it doesn't,
yeah. I mean, in dating, what tends to happen is we always have these things that we say, oh, I'd never allow it.
Yeah.
Never.
So you're in a situation?
Yeah. That you find yourself allowing it, and there's nothing you can do about it, because at the end of the day, it's love and the memories and all of the things. Like, and then you've got to weigh it and balance it out and figure out, oh, do I really want to stay? Do I want to give this person a chance?
But you have some no-nonsense people. You do one thing, they're dumb. They're just gone.
Would you classify yourself as a no-nonsense person?
To a certain extent, yeah. But I feel like I've given people chances. Probably didn't deserve it, but I did anyway.
Because there's no like guidebook, or there's no like correct answer. Like God will just come down and be like, oh, give him another chance. It's gonna change.
Yeah.
Like, or like, no, don't even bother. Leave this one.
Yeah, you
Like,
just
no one is there.
sometimes you just take the chance, but then again, when you're going into a relationship with somebody, you're taking a chance. You're taking a chance, taking a risk because you guys are coming from two different backgrounds, try to come together to be one, to understand each other. You know what I'm saying? So that alone already is, the risk that you're taking. So I mean, if you're already taking that risk, I think you take all this. But I feel like nothing that's gonna be toxic, detrimental to your mental health, your physical being, nothing like that. But like it's that's where the whole compromise come into understanding each other that I like this, you like this, but we're gonna try to meet in the middle, make it work. So
talking about backgrounds,
yes,
today's episode is dating with daddy issues. Now,
daddy issues.
To get deep into the deep, issue, what is the definition of daddy?
Daddy issues. I have to go look it up, guys, because I just wanted to know what's online saying. What's online
created our own versions, like our own definitions in our head.
Yeah.
As time.
And I think that's something when people just keep adding more things.
Yeah.
But according to Google,
Google,
it says daddy issues is the term daddy issues is used to refer to psychological issues that a person may experience as a result of an absent, abusive, or problematic relationship with their father or father figure.
Ooh.
So the main things is absent, abusive, and problematic. That's what they say in daddy issues.
So let's say it straight and like
yeah.
Do you have daddy issues?
Oh my gosh. I would say yes and no. Daddy issues in the sense of the absent part was what I faced. There was no abusive or can't even speak, no problematic and like bad or he wasn't hitting you or anything. He just wasn't there. And I think
you not being there is problematic.
I guess yeah, you could say it is. So for me, I think I didn't really mind it until like I got a little bit older and I realized that maybe I could have learned so much from him being there, especially in my choices of men. He could have been like, girl, what you doing? That's not who you go for, or you don't give a man this chance or like, that type of things. And, maybe I think it would also shape my mind as to maybe the type of man that I would want to be with. I think when you have your father around, that affects you a lot, but it could affect you in a bad way too, because there were fathers that were there, but they were not doing the right things at all. And it created an image in the girl's mind that this is what she's supposed to expect and accept from a man.
Yeah.
Like especially if the father was abusive to the mother. Then it's like, oh, it's okay. So even when you're telling her, don't go into that, she's going right back into it. Every time you're going to say with me, but she thinks that is what a relationship is supposed to be because that's what she saw. So I think at that point, I wrestled between whether it was good that he was there or it wasn't good that he was there because I don't know what I would have got, I don't know at all. And I think that goes back to how our parents were raised and how their parents were raised. Like, I think that we just in general need to do better. And in that there's a lot of things that I feel like a lot of young men these days lack because they didn't have to talk. Their fathers weren't sitting down or their moms weren't telling them certain things. So they just figuring things as they go and hoping it just works out with whoever they decide to be with. So I think for me, that's why I say yes or no, because I feel like I've also grown up and developed in a certain way without my dad being there. And I'm like, okay with how I view men. I don't think I'm not a hater. I'm not walking around an angry like, with the
Yeah.
Like I've been in bad relationships and things, but I still haven't given myself a chance to love again and, to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, even though I've been hurt. Granted, the walls was like here, but now it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's here. But I think that's just life as you just, you're growing, you should learn certain things. So I'm still, I think, wrestling with the fact that I'm okay that he wasn't there, but sometimes I wish that he was too. To just give you a little bit guidance from a man's point of view.
Yeah. Because
my mom had to play the role of being the, mom and dad. Like, granted, I had stepfathers, but they, I feel like they did what they could do,
Yeah.
Nothing that your actual dad would do
or should do.
But then people would, argue that they've done finding it out. So, yeah. So what do you think? Do you got daddy issues?
Oh, for sure I got daddy issues. Girl. Yes, for sure. I believe I have daddy issues. The funny thing is I always ask myself, do I have daddy issues because I literally have issues with my father not being there, or do I have daddy issues because of society saying that daddy issue, daddy issue, daddy issue, daddy issue? Like, is that the reason why I have daddy issues? Or because, like you said, honestly, my dad not being there, I knew from a very young age that it was very much better that way. Like, my mom, I felt like hearing the stories I've heard about my dad, if he stayed with my mom would be miserable. Miserable. And knowing and loving my stepdad that I have now, like, he's amazing. He's incredible. So I feel like, thank God, I've seen what love looks like, and what a good marriage looks like for my mother and within, that vicinity and stuff like that. But then the issue comes from like abandonment now. Okay. Because I know that you're kind of, I don't know anything about you. I know that you're kind of maybe in the same area that I live in. Mm-hmm. I know that you've seen me one time when I was a kid, and I was a bloody cute child. Like, I was very cute. You saw me and ignored me. So like, these questions, so many questions in my head, like, why? Why? And obviously, and funny enough, as you grow up and realize dating patterns, like, you kind of choose these guys that will show interest and then boom, like, abandon or ghost, as you say, and then come back and then come with these sub stories like, oh, I didn't think I was ready. And then I'm just wonder,
you think that stems from the absence?
I didn't have a thing called a no or an understanding just as yet, but it does make me think, like, why choose men? Because again, something that society has told us, that women choose men like their fathers, and guys choose women like their mothers. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if it's what society has pushed on me, or if it's something that is real. But they're giving the how do I say it? The definition. Mm-hmm. I think the absent and the problematic go, because for me it's problematic that you're absent.
Okay.
Like, I know that you were learning on the job, but at the same time you're grown up.
Yeah. And you make your choice and make a decision.
Do better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how people have children and then abandon them. Like, no, I do understand. Because sometimes, let's be honest, we see, I feel like we watch a lot of movies. We watch certain movies. We've seen cases where people weren't in a situation or a position to look after a child. So they've given them up for adoption and stuff like that. Fair enough. You've tried. You knew that you couldn't handle it and you wanted to give your child better.
Yeah.
No, but as long as you keep that open, like, oh, the child can always come back and look for me and say hi, whatever. Cool. I respect that. But then the men, and for women, do you think for men and women it's the same? Like, when a woman gives up a child, mm-hmm. and then when a man just gets up and leaves both, do you think it's the same, or do you think I personally think there's a little bit of difference? Because I think it's deeper when a woman does it. Like, there has to be a lot more rooted into it. Because you carry the child for 9 months. Yeah. Like, I don't know, when you gave birth, you held the baby like you're connected. Yeah. And then you just get up and decide, so that there has to be something rooted in that. But a man to just, have his fun. And then just up and leave, like, you don't know that you put this burden on another human being, and that human being is now going to birth another human being, and that human being is going to grow up with all the questions.
Those things are hard because another day it's all choices. Because I remember being back in school and hearing a story of this girl who messed around with this guy. She gets pregnant. They talk about not having the child. Mm-hmm. And then just when she got to that point, she said she can't do it. She's going to keep it. And the guy told her, if you're going to keep it, I want nothing to do with this child. Mm. So he told her from the jump, he wanted nothing to do with the child. And she still has the child. Mm-hmm. Family health, fast forward, she gets married. She finds a guy. They have their own kids, and he treats that child just like it's his. You know what I'm saying? So, at that point, he told you this is what he did not want, but you still went ahead and did whatever. So is he bad for being an absent father in that sense? Because he already told you from jump he didn't want it.
That's a good question. That's hard. Is he bad? He's not. Maybe he's a bad human being. Not bait. But Like,
That's hard because in a sense that's an absent father. But
because he was very, very honest.
yeah,
Like,
but he was honest from the jump that this is not what I want. I don't want this because he felt like it was going to ruin his life and everything. And he didn't see the positive. And she was like, you know what? If you don't want it, my family's going to help me and I'm going to be fine. So is he wrong for being like that? I mean, someone would say like, okay, you were never in your child's life. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of guys walking around with kids they don't even know nothing about. You get what I'm saying? That's that too. You know, mothers who don't tell these fathers that,
oh my God,
this is their kids. But here's a kid said that he knew from the beginning that he was about to have a child, and he said, "I don't want it. I don't." Is he wrong for saying that he don't want it? Because that's it.
I mean, I get it's hard. That one is very, very hard because he was honest. It was a heartless. It's heartless. Low-key is heart. No, finally it's heartless. But he's honest. He's just saying how it is. And I'm sure at the time he was young and he didn't know what to do with that information. Honestly, we don't even know if it wants him to today. But I just feel like, oh, that's a hard one. But again, like to people's honest, he said what it was.
Yeah.
But then can you imagine being the child and growing up and hearing all these stories like, oh,
that's if they even told the child that. Her dad is out there and that the father's not her father too. That's a whole nother.
Because even the thing that I find really funny not knowing my dad, right? It's the fact that I don't really care about him. It's my siblings that I really want him.
Okay.
Because there's other people like, I want to know if we look alike, if we have the same interests, like,
yeah. I think that's one thing my dad made sure that we all got to be ourselves. So I know who my siblings are. Because like, I'm the only one for my mom and dad, and my dad had 5 other kids. So like I know my sibling. I mean, I'm not close to all of them, but I know them.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like he wasn't absent from the beginning. He was there, but after a while, I feel like he got overwhelmed with too many kids. So some got more attention than others. Others just like maybe weren't getting just, didn't happen. And then he had a chance to get it back, and then that short period of time he passed away. Mm-hmm. So so I also didn't get a chance to like. I feel like that was when he was trying to swoop in and be the dad, And then
that's my biggest fear because I don't know if he's alive. I don't know if he said I don't know anything about him. Mm. And I feel like since I was 16, I've always wanted to look for him and stuff like that. And then every time I make 2 steps forward, I'm humbly reminded this guy doesn't care about you. I take 10 steps backwards.
But you wonder if he also looked. But do you also wonder that sometimes our mothers were probably the one that I mean, because sometimes I realize that there's always 2 sides to the story, and sometimes we don't hear everything. We don't hear everything. But I'm not gonna lie. I would definitely knock my mom down. What she chose and what she did, what she said, she thought that was what was best at that moment.
And this is what I say as well. Like I'm at the age. No, well. I have 2 years till like my mom had me. My mom had me at 32, right? And I'm like, even at this age, we still make relationship mistakes. Mm-hmm. We still do things and we question ourselves and things like that. They learn on the job, as you would say. They learn in that moment. And I know, as somebody will always tell me, I have a sharp now. So I can imagine being in my mom's situation, having me hormonal and all, like being pregnant and stuff like that, and having this guy that was tossing her feelings and emotions about in her sharp mouth, what she would have said, that would have probably distanced him. So, like, I do think of all those things, and like you said, but I believe there's 3 sides to the story. Mm-hmm. Your side, his side, the true. Like, there's so many different...
I mean, she could have pushed him away by the end of the day. He still has a choice to make to come back. Even if he felt like, let me give her space and time, I can come back. Yeah. So now the real question with us saying all of this is like, does this affect us in our dating lives?
Good question. I think it does. Okay. So one way it has affected me is that I realized how toxic this was when I started dating, because not recently, like in Ghana. So when I'm talking to a guy, I would be like, okay, so if I have a child with this guy and it doesn't work out with me, is this guy still like brave enough, strong enough to say, that's my children, I will fight for this? And I was like, that's such a weird thing to look at. But I was literally thinking like, I would be talking to guys and like dating and stuff like that. And like, what do you think about having children? Like, what happened to do work out and stuff like that. Are you going to fight for your children? What lesson are you going to install in your children? Like, and all of these things. So now I'm dating someone and I'm like looking to see if you're going to be a good father. Basically the opposite of everything. I know what, that when I was young, I used to have this like analogy for dad, like disappointment and disaster.
Oh my God.
Like,
Chad was going through it.
because I really felt like in high school, the only one that didn't know my dad.
Okay.
Like, and I went with I was in a school outside of London with a lot of white people, but then we had a very big Caribbean African community. So even if they're like, even the black people, like even if they're parents and the white people, if their parents come together, they had two houses, mom's house, dad's house. Monday to Friday, mom's house. On the weekend, oh yeah, are you going this way? I'm going to my dad's house. So
Yeah.
do you get like? So I was just the only one that just didn't know who my dad was.
Yeah.
And it just disappointment and disaster. That's all I do. So I was always looking out for like, would you be a good dad? Would you be a good father? Even if we don't work out, that's enough.
I mean, I don't think it's that bad because that can help you, I think, sift through a lot of guys, like having that mentality. But maybe from a guy point of view, he started looking at her like, why is she talking about kids and if I'm going to be a good dad from the beginning? I feel like conversations like that make guys run very fast, especially in the beginning of the relationship.
Oh, please, that wasn't like, this wasn't from the jump. Like,
no, not from the jump, but even sometimes, even in the middle of it, I've been in situations like that where just like, I just wanted to see his perspective on children.
Yeah.
And he thought immediately I wanted kids. I was like, no, I'm not talking about having kids right now. So the moment we had that conversation, I saw he started pulling back. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's it. I mean, that said a lot to me, but it was like, I know that he wants children, but I was just trying to understand what's his whole thing about family and everything.
The dynamic that you're expecting.
Yeah, just want to see, and that's
yeah, and it's something that you mentioned before. Like, we're coming from two different backgrounds. What you know in your household and what I know in my household is different. Like, I dated someone that it wasn't until after he spoke to my mom, he was like, oh, I get why you're like how we were. Because I'm a planner.
Okay.
Everything, like, there's a special day next month, like, let's do something, you're doing this, you're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that. And he's just like, why? Like,
I just let it go and just go with the flow type of thing.
No.
Yeah.
Like, especially for birthdays, I love celebrating birthday. And I feel like, especially Ghanaian men don't get appreciated or like spoiled and things like that on their birthdays. They're used to best box sets, houses. So like, to plan something to let them know that they're loved and stuff, like, I'm all here for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, that was different for me. But then this particular, ex of mine, he realized like, my mom, I'm exactly like my mom because that's what I've seen and that's what I've, come to know.
Yeah.
So as an adult, I feel like I picked the good things that I like from my mom and how she handles her marriage right now. And then all the things that I'm not sure about, I take it to God.
Yeah. For me, I mean, has it affected me in my dating life? I don't think as much. I mean, I just got used to the fact that my dad just wasn't around. But I don't think I was the type to be looking for like my dad and these men,
Right.
I think, yeah, my mom definitely had a lot of influence on me. So I probably did, learn a lot from her. But I don't think it really affected me. I think maybe I ask myself a little bit more questions now than before. When looking like, okay, I will say, so let me tell you guys this. When at my dad's funeral was when I was getting to know things about him that I just never heard. People was like, oh, he's a people person. He loved the youth loved him. He did this. They was like, oh, his favorite thing was wrestling. And I'm living like, huh?
That would annoy me because I'm like, I'm the youth. Where is he?
I was confused. I mean, it's when you went out. Like, I was like, what is happening? But I was listening. I was listening to it and I was just like, wow, this sounds like a totally different person to me. But I'm like, at least I got to hear a little, some good stuff about him. So yeah, I'm glad that I got to like hear that other side of him and not only just be walking around thinking that he was just that excellent father. But like, with that being said, do you think that we like our moms more than our dads? Or is it just because we just didn't get a chance to get to know our dads?
I think it's because we didn't get a chance to know our dads. Because when we were talking before, I was going to ask, are we mommy's girls? And in our last episode as well, we spoke a lot about our mothers.
Yeah.
And we are both very close to our mothers. So are we mommy's girls or is it just circumstance? Like, if our dads were there, would we have
been daddy's girls?
Yeah.
Like what most people say.
And you know, the funny thing is I think about it and I feel like with my stepdad, I feel like I have this kind of respect for him because he took on a role that he didn't need to take.
Okay.
And I feel like I don't want to pressure him into thinking he has to do the most because I also understand that, again, he is my stepdad.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and I'm sorry if you're watching, but I feel like if we were like blood, like you cannot take me away from that man. Like he would, like, we would be like this. And that alone is somebody that I'm thinking about, like, that's my stepdad. And I feel like he's incredible. He's amazing. Like, I know when I was a kid, because my mom and my stepdad were friends when I was growing up. And then they got married like 15 or 16 years ago, whatever. So when I was a kid, I would literally just remember being like, I wish you were my dad. I wish you were my dad. Like, I think wishes come true. Then, like,
why didn't you just accept it? Because I mean, the daddy issue thing did say father figures. Because, you know, there's some people, maybe circumstances that their father died when they were born or when they were young. So they actually never got to get to know their father. But
so the reason why I've even, like, the daddy issues and stuff is because even though I have such a great daddy figure, it's always that knowledge or feeling that he's abandoned. There's somebody that's your blood left you.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not you like it, that thing is not on you.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we watching movies, right? And then you see the girls have, like, there's a father and a daughter, and the daughter is giving her dad like side eye, like, oh, you won't never me. I'll be like, girl, at least you know his name. Because I don't know anything.
I mean, I can understand at that point. I think I am a mommy's girl because my mom has held things down for the longest, you know, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. I think it would have been nice to still have, you know, my dad in my life. But then again, I did have, father figures in my life, but they were there for short periods of time. And I think that's why I didn't fully get to develop that way with them, you know, and I just got to a point where I feel like, oh, I'm fine. My mom is just enough for me. So I'm fine. Like I didn't need it. But then my siblings, when I see them with their dad and how they are, sometimes it gets to me. And I'm like, yeah, I wish I kind of had that experience. I feel like I did, but it was too short. It was like at the developing stage of my life where I needed that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I could, you know, they probably gonna be mad if I tell them this. Like, their father still pay for their phone bill. I want my daddy to pay for my phone bill. Like, I'm still paying for my phone bill forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, every time, in the beginning, my mom was paying for my phone bill. I'm not gonna lie about that. Even my stepdad, at a point when we were in high school, we were all on his plan, so he was paying for it. But like, ever since I've been paying for my own bill, like, it's been me. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, oh yeah, I'm getting a new iPhone, and I'm like, damn. I go buy it myself, you know? Yeah, you know, I like how they are, I like the relationship that we have with them. Calling him, I'm like, he ain't perfect either. He's, you know, he's had his issues or whatever, but like the fact that he's like, I feel like he's trying more now, you know, to like really be there for his kids, really understand them, and like, you know, and I think a lot of African parents, as they grown older, they appreciate things way more than, you know, when you're younger. Oh, you do this, if you don't, I'm gonna get you. There's a lot of screaming and yelling, and you can't do that. But as you get older, I feel like they kind of start understanding that they need to communicate with you differently.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But I feel like it's also because, especially us in the diaspora, I feel like we can also put our foot down, like, I mean, we get you're a parent, but like, we have to talk. Yeah. Like, let's relate with one another because we're not for us, being that we moved to Ghana, we understand that we're not in a community setting where I could just go to auntie, I could just go to uncle, I could just go to my cousin and things like that. We house hopping and having a lot of family members. It's just me and you. Yeah. Like, we've got to figure this out together because you and me and you, that's all we've got. Yeah. So I feel like parenting in the diaspora has changed for African parents. Whereas in Ghana, I think, well, we'll leave those in Ghana to decide for themselves how it's going. But so mommy issue. Yeah. Do you think we have the same way we have daddy issues? Do you think we have mommy issues? Because it did say problematic. Yeah. And not necessarily, because definitely not abusive. I mean, my mom did used to beat me and I did used to think it was abuse, but I'm not gonna lie. As I've grown up, I know that I deserve those beats. Like some of them, like I deserved it. So
My friend there, she just used to pop my mouth a lot. I used to talk back so
how
much.
like how
And just right on your lip, or she'll twist my ear.
oh the twisting of it is drives me crazy.
Yeah,
Because you never experience it. Just
yeah,
yeah.
Mommy issues. I think slightly in the sense that, like, I know my mom, like, she went hard, she went hard. She did so much that she sacrificed a lot or whatever. I think I tried my best to, like, say, hey, I don't want to go down that same path. I don't want my kids to struggle in this type of way. My mom, like, I wish so much more for her, but she has to sacrifice so much to kind of, like, be there and not experience certain things or whatever. So I think the goal is like, I'm not saying I don't want to be like my mom. She's a lovely, fun, bubbly person.
Yeah.
But but I think I grew to be kind of the opposite of her. Like, I definitely took some traits from her.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she says, it's you're not emotional. Calm down a little bit. Smile a little bit. Oh, say I love you a little bit. She, even though I was with her all the time, I would pick up those things.
Yeah.
But I end up being like the opposite in that point. Like, now I feel like I'm at the point sometimes, like, I'm the mother, she's the child. She come to me, like, she's like, you're my best friend, I'll tell you everything, So, I don't think I won't really say I have mommy issues or whatever. I try my best to just be my own, learn what I can take from her. The good and the good, yeah, and then just keep it going. Yeah.
Okay, last question before we wrap up. Do you think that our mothers, their outlook on men and the way our baby men has, like, kind of linked onto us? That side was heavy.
Yeah, no, it's hard because I had a conversation with my mom about this one time, and she was like, do you feel like you don't want to get married and be with a man because of what you see not come through? And I told her, I was like, no, I think it's helped me to learn what I don't want and what I'm not going to tolerate.
Yeah.
Because I tell her, I'm like, you're too nice sometimes. You're too nice. And then she's like, oh, but you too mean. I was like, yeah, I don't know which one's going to get us where. I think I'll take the mean side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm trying my best to find that the middle ground. Yeah. But she's had a lot of influence on me, but I guess I'm just still our own individual person. I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. What about you?
Ironically, I feel like my mom and I have only, like, in my adult ages is where we've really had a chance to talk more about relationships and dating and guys. So I realized even my mom's way of parenting me has made me realize things that I would do differently with my child. Because as I was saying with the whole daddy issue thing, right? I only ever saw it from my mom's point of view than my grandmother's point of view. So there's a lot of pain in her there. But then I'm now, as an adult, I'm considering, but there's a man's point of view.
Yeah.
And even though it might be a lot of BS, it's still worth hearing, because even men that age, like the age he would have been when I was being confused and stuff like that. You don't know what was going through his head. You don't know the mental strains and stuff like that. And I just keep thinking of context and the, like, where they were in life. So I wouldn't say, I feel like my mom didn't really share enough with me for her to project feelings on me.
Okay.
Like, it was more so like my dad, like my real dad, and then my stepdad. It's like this or that. It's like, and then I met one of her other exes about that one. So
yeah,
even at 10 years old, I knew he was so I mean, that made me feel like, okay, maybe I do have a little bit of a discernment. Like, I can tell when a guy is, but
I think you just have to make your own decisions and figure out, what you can take, what you cannot take. And I've definitely appreciated the fact that my mom has led me to just also learn and create my own perspective about certain things, and that she don't necessarily pushes on for you.
No, she doesn't have.
You have to see that in this line.
You know what my mom really does that annoys me? And I feel like your mom does this too. we be dating a guy and it's like, oh, mommy, this is the guy. And then she's all nice. Like, she'll be talking to someone first. Oh, hi, how are you? Be like, mommy, I didn't work out. Mommy, we're going to work it out. You're too good for him. It's okay.
But I feel like at that point too, they're just siding with you because you're their child,
Yeah.
right? Because technically they haven't heard that side of, the man side to get in with, because maybe you were the problem, right? But now you come to say the story, you come to say the story that, he was the issue, right? And of course, it's like, that's my baby girl. I don't go whatever. You ever seen that video when it's like somebody's fighting and they're dead wrong, but you're behind them like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's how mothers, they're gonna be for their children. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes,
So
yeah, but
sometimes tell me what I'm gonna do.
right. Oh gosh. Oh wow, that was good. That was I hope you guys are learning from this, and like, yeah, everybody has their right to their opinion and stuff. That's why we're talking about this. And if you have any stories, dilemmas, whatever, let us know. Leave them in the comments below. But before we finish completely on this episode, I have a question to ask. Precious.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is to leave you guys for the week. But what is something that God has shown you in this season?
Okay, so I saw this post, and I'm gonna misquote it very badly, but basically it said that God has already factored in your stupidity when He created your path. Do you get? So like, you have goals, you have dreams and all of that stuff, and God willing, it's in line with what God wants with you in life and stuff like that. And I'm one of those people where when things don't work out as I think they're supposed to work out, I can hide in my shell and I can go down and then I just delay and then it's just a hot mess. And then I saw this post like, yeah, God has calculated that stupidity that you do. You're still gonna get there. So it's now up to you. Like, are you gonna take yourself out of it and just keep pushing, or are you just gonna useless yourself? So you're just knowing that God has calculated my flaws, my self-sabotage, my lack of confidence sometimes, the fact that, I say I want to do A and then it takes me forever to do B. But, all of these things, I feel like it's just the reminder that actually God knows you.
Yeah.
He knows what you can and cannot do. Like, He knows you. And the fact that we know Him and we have I always say we have a direct line. We should just be like, hey, Father, what's up? You see, we're talking about daddy issues, but at least we've got the ultimate father, isn't it? So yeah. Okay.
For me, I would say it would be patience. I feel like He's trying to tell me to just hold on a little bit longer and just wait for Him to kind of do what He said He's gonna do, instead of trying to because you don't see the results happening right away, then you're not trying to find another fast track to go do it, when God said even if you have to just wait, hold on for 2 more seconds.
2 more seconds.
Just wait. So I think that that's the season that I'm in, and I'm really trying to just be patient and embrace it, and just like, okay, God, I'm gonna just wait for you. I'm gonna wait for you. But every now and then I'll be looking at him like, I'm still waiting, but the patience is key, and I think at the end of the day, I will be happy, if I get what I start to do.
Yeah,
and
it is time,
and yes, it's right. His time is the best. But yeah, yes,
guys,
that was a good
episode.
Yeah. Ooh, I think you guys can take a lot away from this.
Yes, please. In the comments, tell us your thoughts. What you think? Daddy issues, mommy issues.
Yeah.
Have you got some? Any story times?
Right. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys for tuning in as usual. Be sure you continue subscribing, liking, commenting, share everything. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue giving y'all more stuff, and we would love the dilemmas and everything so we can read them and stuff like that. But yeah, till we speak again.
See you guys.